Today's rant over at HartmannReport.com is titled, "Time to Hold the Climate Change Perpetrators to Account and Make Them Pay." You know, we have a long history in this country of industries that produce toxic products and then lie about them and then kill a bunch of Americans in the process, basically skating, or at least skating from criminal liability, although they end up having to pay big fines. The asbestos industry learned in the 1940s, for sure, definitely, no doubt about it, that their product caused mesothelioma, a deadly and painful form of lung cancer that always kills you. And in fact, it killed my father in 2006, because back the year that my mother got pregnant with me, 1950, my dad dropped out of college and went to work at a steel mill in Grand Rapids. And he was just working in this cloud of asbestos dust. When he was dying of mesothelioma, he participated in a lawsuit and got about $40,000 from the asbestos companies, which went to my mother, which helped her as, you know, in her later years. So we have this, you know, the tobacco industry has been paying states to cover their health care costs for covering lung cancer. So we have a history of doing this, of holding people sort of to account. Although nobody from the asbestos industry ever went to prison. Nobody from the tobacco industry, even after 7 CEOs lied to Congress right to their faces, none of them ever went to prison. But I'm saying right now, our world is on fire. America is on fire. We had last week 100-mile-an-hour winds whipping through Colorado with these grass fires that were caused apparently by high-tension lines coming down in the wind, and then the sparks catching the grass on fire and wiping out people's homes. It was 116 degrees here in Portland last summer. The Gulf Coast, the South, the Eastern Seaboard are annually torn apart by superstorms. The Midwest is facing these mile-wide tornadoes. Look at what just happened in Kentucky last week, the week before last, killed a bunch of people, took it out. I think it's time, number one, for us to dust off criminal prosecution for people who know about the threats and the harms of their product. In this case, I'm talking about the fossil fuel industry and the executives who have been funding climate denial, criminal prosecution, and financial restitution. This climate change is costing the United States hundreds of billions of dollars right now, not to mention thousands of lives every year. Soon, it is going to be costing us trillions. We need to have a serious conversation in this country about holding this fossil fuel industry accountable. And so I'd like to start it here, and of course the piece that I wrote today over at HartmannReport.com, headline, "Time to Hold the Climate Change Perpetrators to Account and Make Them Pay."